Hi, welcome back to the Political Beat at lfpress.com. I'm City Hall reporter Patrick Maloney from the London Free Press, and with me is columnist with a capital C, Chip Martin. Chip, we've got lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to focus on two interesting things today. The first one is street checks, which is not something I know anything about personally, and I'm assuming you don't, because London police statistics show that it inordinately affects people of color. Visible minorities are stopped by police on the street for quote-unquote no reason.
My reddish complexion hasn't caused me to be stopped yet.
Right, so City Councillor Mosley, one of two visible minorities on council, of course, really impassioned speech calling on council to urge the London police to stop this practice, which they could do. The police could do that. Council voted unanimously to back Salih. The mayor's going to go to the police and say, please stop street checks, also known as carding. Standing ovation from the rest of council, from the bureaucrats, from the citizens in attendance. I've never quite seen that before at City Hall. So it was a really impressive thing to see, and you can read our story on lfpress.com about it. But the police don't have to listen. And the board that oversees the police, the London Police Services Board, don't have to listen. Are they in danger, and they're not going to listen, are they in danger of falling out of step with the community?
There's a major disconnect here with the sentiment in the community, the political sentiment in the province that has said that carding has to go. We have to replace it with a less onerous system, something that is not what amounts to racial profiling. They have to issue a receipt. And the chief, when he's told he has to issue a receipt, made the arbitrary decision that he doesn't have to tell people why they were stopped. He says it's his power alone. The province says, no, you've overstepped your authority. There's a lot of questions here about who's in control. Are the police responsive to the political climate? Interestingly enough, they went political. Their police services board issued a letter saying that the city manager hadn't returned messages, and then just before council's decision last night, police had a press conference to say we're going to stick with carding. They've gone political, and they've opened that door. They should be responsible to the public if they're going to be political.
Yeah, I understand the firewall between politics and policing. Right? The chief can't be forced to do things for political reasons, but this just seems like it's so overwhelmingly. There's such an overwhelming perspective on this. It's going in one direction, and Perry and the police, Chief Perry and the police board are going in the other direction. And you hear Councillor Salih discuss it. He's black, and he says that he's been stopped 15 times for no reason in different parts of Ontario. And the guy's only 30. 15 times in his adult life, and he's only 30.
That's shocking. That's just shocking.
Yeah, and I don't even remember the last time I had an interaction with a police officer on the street, on the road, whatever. So to me, this is clearly an issue. He's a very genuine guy. I believe what he says. But the police and the police board just seem to tune it out, and there really is no remedy for that, is there? They have the control over this.
No, they're out of step with public sentiment. The times have changed, and the police have to change with it too. To serve and protect, I suspect that they don't use that as much as they used to anymore. Deeds, not words, is what they're using in London. But to serve I believe, is to serve the greater public interest, and the greater public interest now is we don't profile people racially anymore.
Interesting. Well, we'll see where it goes, but the council edict is please stop. The mayor's going to formally bring that to the police services board.
Symbolic. They won't do anything.
Symbolic. That's all right. It is. But it was a really interesting moment, and it is symbolic, a powerful symbol. But where will it actually take them? I don't know. City Hall's top bureaucrat, Art Zudema, under fire from some city councillors. Tomorrow, the city budget talks will resume. It'll be pretty simple and pretty short, I expect, because the budget's already been set for several years. We did all that work last winter. He's going to ask for $150,000 for a community economic roadmap. Our colleague Norm DeBono has a story with councillors already slamming him for that. This is on the heels of a clash with the police, who said Zudema was unresponsive. I've never seen a bureaucrat take such a hit from the politicians in the public session as he took last week from them.
It's been a while. Back in 2002, the city manager, Jeff Malpass, there was a city strike, and he decided to fling garbage to help during the garbage strike at $1,000 a day, had a bunch of expenses, including a tuxedo, a membership in a golf course, furniture, that sort of thing. Council said, whoa, what's going on here? They suspended him.
What year was this, 2002?
2002. They suspended him and did an audit in the course of a month, found out all this stuff. He had an opportunity to resign. He got a severance of $130,000. That's the last time we've had a city manager really at odds with council or at odds with public opinion, or questions being raised about the future of the city manager. This city manager is under the gun, not particularly responsive. When I interviewed him when he first came to the city, he said that, and I had it here from my article that I wrote at the time, he said that communication was one of his strong suits. If I could find it.
Right there.
Well, thank you very much. What would I do? What would I do without you?
Yeah.
He said, "I have people skills, communication skills, advocacy skills, and I'm very used to working in the political side of things and very comfortable delivering on their expectations." He hasn't been much of a communicator. He doesn't like the media, doesn't talk to the media, doesn't explain things to the media,
Right,
doesn't
very true.
communicate very well with members of council, doesn't explain himself, apparently didn't communicate with the Police Services Board despite 8 opportunities to do so with respect to the budget. Not exactly what we thought we were getting.
Yeah, and in fairness to him, he says the police mischaracterized those 8 instances.
He said
And
they were wrong.
He said they were wrong, that's true, yeah. And there are some councillors who were supportive of him, others who are not. And I'll point out that Councillor Josh Morgan wrote a series of tweets that suggested to me that he's still very concerned about this thing. And Morgan's in an interesting position on council. He seems to be a bit of a fulcrum for the balance of the council colleagues, or he has the potential to do that. Another guy who kind of hangs around City Hall a lot and pays attention to this thing wrote a blog that said this thing is not over. Sent out a little tweet sort of linking to that, and Josh Morgan liked the tweet, which suggests to me very clearly that there's at least one city councilor, and I suspect more, who are not done with this reckoning. And so we'll see where it goes, but it's an unusual situation that I've seen. The Malpass one that's what, 15 years ago almost. So
Yeah, 14. It all raises the questions. Who's running the police service? It sounds like the police chief. Who's running City Hall and council? It looks like I almost said Mayor Zudema, Art Zudema. These are questions that need to be resolved. It's not good that the situation has reached the point that it's at, but we'll have to see how it comes out. As they say, stay tuned, right?
Yeah, all right. Well, on behalf of Chip, I'm Pat. Thank you for watching us, and join us next time at lfpress.com.